on today's episode of
What's in my bag?
We're gonna check out a Task Racing 24-hour BAJA race light setup, the dual ones. Let's see what's in the package. What's in my bag? Hey, how's it going? Today, we're gonna take a look at these awesome lights. The What's in My Bag review for Task Racing BAJA Extreme 24-hour double light pack. That's the Mickey Mouse setup. So what do you get out of these lights? So on Task Racing website, www.taskracing.com, don't mix it up with Tusk Racing with a U. That's a whole different light setup. I haven't checked it out. I'm gonna probably try it one day. Hey, Tusk Racing, you want to send me a set for trial purposes, testing purposes? Go right ahead. In this pack, this is $430 US on Task Racing website. What do you get for $430? That's a lot of money. You get 2 helmet lights for 2+ hour batteries, 2 battery chargers, 4 helmet mounting tabs. So the tabs that he's talking about are these ones. There are tabs that are curved and tabs that are straight. All depends on your contour of the helmet or where you're mounting it at. You get 4 helmet snap lock mounting strips, which are the Velcro strips that attach to your helmet, attach the light to your helmet. You get 10 cord clips. Mine broke off, but the clips, you can mount them on the back of your helmet so you can route the wire as you wish down to your bag. What's in your bag, Isla?
What's in my bag?
You get 2 extension cords, 1 Y cord, so you can connect 2 lights going into 1 battery, and 1 year warranty on lights, 6 months on battery. So now we got what's in your bag out of the way. Let's talk about the build quality of these lights. We've got an aluminum casing with a sealed on and off button at the back of the light. A sealed wiring harness going to the back of your light as well. It's very important for those rainy days. Connected to the robust plastic bases with angle adjustability on your light. The lights are capable of 2 settings, high and low. On the high setting, each light is capable of 4800 lumens or 9600 lumens combined. I would actually like to confirm that with a light meter, but I do know, being in the forest, in the dark, in the rain, these lights are plenty powerful. Lots of distance that you can cover with light beam. So 4800 lumens is very believable. The only time I would be skeptical is if you're shopping online and you're buying a light for $100 and they claim it's got 10,000 lumens. Well, that's total BS, because I guarantee you it's nowhere near 10,000 lumens. If somebody's got a light tester and they want to reply in a comment with the proof of the reading, that would be awesome. All right, weight of the lights. So some young riders, they might not care about what weight their helmet is or what they're wearing on their backs. Nothing hurts yet. But as we age and as we deal with our injuries, we are looking at lighter helmets. We're looking at lighter gear, whatever helps us survive the day on the mountain. So these lights are a bit heavier. They're heavier than your generic little Amazon light or helmet light that you get for $100. This is a heavier casing, is robust product. You got 4 batteries. So to break it all down, if you were to put all of that on your body, you got 2 lights, 4 batteries. 2 lights came in at 424 grams. 1 battery came in at 300 grams. If you're running 2 batteries, you'll be at 600 grams. 4 batteries will be at 1200 grams. So the combined weight of the whole setup in your gear bag will be 1622 grams. That's a little bit over 1.5 kilos. So be mindful of that. How I set these up on my helmet. So I run a Mickey Mouse setup on these lights. So I mounted them at the top, and on the Trials helmet that comes in with a little bit of an issue. And the issue is when I'm riding downhill, because there is no chin guard in here as my counterbalance, what happens is on downhills the helmet actually rotates forward and rotates onto my eyesight. So I have to slow down, lift the helmet up a little bit. There's another option is that you can run these on your cheek. This is how hard they are to come off. So you can run these on your cheekbone setup. The difference is, so this is going to give you a better balance running it on here, but you have to be careful when you set up your lights initially that you have the beam dialed in. What happens is you set up the lights sitting on your bike and the beam looks like it needs to be fairly low, so you set them up low. Then you get on your bike, your head tilts when you're riding standing up, and your beam needs to be higher. With the Mickey Mouse setup, you can adjust the beam height via the cradle. So the light can rotate in the cradle this way. So that means the light can rotate on the Mickey Mouse setup up and down. The beams are easy to connect side to side. On the cheekbone there, if you set up the light or your initial sticker at a wrong angle, the only thing that you can do on your cradle is left to right angle of your beam, and that's just to meet the two beams together. You cannot adjust the up and down, so that's very crucial if you run these on the cheekbone setup, that you dial that in right away so you don't have to mess about, and then it's just a matter of dialing in your beam. You can rotate these things in their Velcro a tiny bit, but majority adjustment is here. So each setup comes with different issues. If you're aware of them and you set them up correctly right from the get-go, then you won't have a problem. So another thing is that you run a risk of hitting a branch with the Mickey Mouse setup. So overall, really great product. It's run by a small mom and pop business, which I love supporting, because those people are the people that make sure that we are taken care of on the consumer end and the product quality is high. The whole light is built really well. There's not a whole lot to complain about. But I do have a couple things. I do have a couple things that are not a deal breaker, but they're important to mention, and it's just something to be aware of. So the things I don't like about them, obviously the weight. The weight is noticeable. That's a kilo, over 1.5 kilos that you're wearing on your person, additional to your gear plus water and all the tools. You could shave down that weight by having only one light and 1 or 2 batteries. So that's gonna make things a little bit lighter. When we were talking about having less batteries in your pack, the important part is when the battery gets low and you have no capacity left, so it still has enough juice to give you a warning like, hey, I'm gonna clock out here, you're gonna be in the dark and you better be prepared. If you have one light, so these ones, if your battery is low, they just quit. There is no warning. So if you're riding with one light, one battery, and you're pushing your time limits, the light just quits. You're in complete darkness. So if you're in a race mode, yeah, you can have a spare battery, but you're running on one battery, one light, you're racing at speed, the light quits, you got no other light to support, you're in the complete darkness, and there is a potential for injury or a crash. So that's, I wish on their next set, Task Racing could upgrade their system or the circuit boards to do a warning flash for the lights in their control boards, because that will indicate like, hey, I should stop right now, I should switch my battery and carry on. The charge time on the battery, so Task Racing uses very low amperage chargers, and you're looking at about, I don't know, 8 hours of charge time. So you've got 4 batteries to charge, that's 32 hours. So that's a long time to charge. What I've been doing though is I've got an old Magic Shine charger and a Magic Shine setup that I've used like 10 plus years ago. I think the Task Racing charge block is about 0.7 of an amp, and my Magic Shine block is 1.5 amps. So that shaves the charge time by half. And that's important because we don't always have the time to babysit the batteries charging. We want to charge them up during our work hours or whatever, so that helps a lot. I haven't noticed any reduced capacity or runtime on the batteries since I've started using higher amperage chargers. So far so good. I don't recommend that you do it. Just stick to the original instructions. This is my choice. If I'm gonna damage the batteries in the long term, will so be it. And another quite an important thing, it's not really a horrible design. It's more of how careful the users are. It's the Velcro. The Velcro fingers, they're so coarse. That's how they interlock. That's how the whole system works. You've got little balls on the end, and the two Velcro pieces, they interlock like this. It's a very good system until, if you're not careful, and when you're putting the lights on, if you're creating pressure either way, you end up folding those fingers down, and once they're folded down, they won't lock in together, so the whole light won't sit properly. And the only way to fix that is by removing your Velcro pads and putting new ones on. That's why I've left my lights on my dedicated night riding helmet. I don't take them on and off very often, only when I switch from trials to enduro. So that is how this, it's not really a bad thing, but it's something to look out for. So we've got these connectors. All of the connectors going in from the battery to the light plug are sealed, waterproof. It takes quite a bit of effort to click them together. So this is the battery end, which is the female, the light end is the male. They go together, you'll hear a click. This is how much effort it takes. Fully sealed unit. The batteries, they sit in your backpack. Awesome system, easy to use. It's a little bit tricky to pull them apart. Don't pull on the wire. Put your fingers on the casing and a little bit of rotation on it. Comes apart like that. Good design. So something to add to this. Now on the Task Racing website, lots of choices, lots of packages, single lights with single batteries, double batteries, yada yada yada. Save the money right away, or spend the money right away to save in the long term. Just buy a whole pack, and matter of fact, it's probably cheaper if you buy a BAJA pack with 4 batteries, the 24-hour pack, and you want to split it with a buddy, you know, there's half the cost right there. It ends up being a little bit cheaper that way, so it's just a little shopping tip for the rest of you. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Click that like button, that helps the algorithm bullshit, and we'll see you on the next What's in My Bag review. Alright, see ya.